enough of you want to see the old radio out of that parts dash, if it has tubes or if it works or not. So this video is just going to be on the old parts dash radio, and it probably won't be that long, but here it is. Enjoy. First thing I need to do is make a little room on my bench for it. I'm just really happy with the way this turned out. You can't get over how happy I am with it. It's going to look marvelous in the car. I was thinking I might, you might see a day or two without a video here and there. I've been coming out here every day just putzing with the car a little here and there, but I do have some other things I want to do now that we're getting closer to Christmas. So if I miss a few days or two, well, so be it. But anyway, let's get this old radio and check it out. Before I get started into this radio, I'll talk about, I was looking for my antenna here and I found some things. But anyway, this radio, an old realistic radio, I assume, well, I got this new, and I got it, I think, in the mid to late 70s. And it's a model number, see if I can see the model number, 12-662. And it's AM, FM, high low tone on it. Takes a 9-volt battery. And I used to listen to this all the time. And then my dad, he would, when he was in the hospital, he would listen to it in the 80s. And then again, he's had it about the past 20 years and regularly used it. So it actually was with my dad's stuff when I was cleaning out some of his stuff, and I switched it on and it still worked. I think he used it right up to recently. So with all the fluorescent lighting and everything in here, I don't know how well this thing will work, but, and that is FM. Alright, I'm not going to obviously, you get the picture, it works, right? Don't want to get a copyright.
On the US, get the blue.
AM.
By the AMA, CDC, and the Council. During difficult...
Alright, so anyway, I just wanted to show that hopefully I did get it in the video. I'm not looking at the camera screen, but it does work. It's a pretty decent radio, and still works and still used. And like I say, that's probably, from probably the mid to late 76, 77, around in there. Still in good working condition. Look at the age of this. And then you get these things like this. And how long do they last? They might work good for 2 years. They might last 5 years. If you're ultra lucky, you'll get 7 years. Another thing I have, Radio Shack was pretty popular stuff. It all started, I used to have a realistic FM converter in the 59 Chevy, and that's that one in the eBay auction I was sent, is identical to the one that I had. And it's hard to believe. I did a little research, and those things sell between about $40 and $60, $70, $80, depending on their condition. And I have one around somewhere. I'll eventually find it. Maybe I'll put it in the Galaxie. I don't know. But anyway, then I also have this scanner that is realistic, and this is from the early 90s, and it still has the NiCads in it from them. It works. It's not programmed. You can see it, it does work. I gave it to my dad to listen to the VHF boat radios up there on Whitefish Bay, and it still has the working power adapter, 20-188. This catalog number is 20-307. And so I just thought I had the headphones for these too from Radio Shack, but I think they've just deteriorated over the years of foam on them. But yeah, it'd be amazing if new electronics lasted like this old stuff. This is analog, so it's UHF, VHF high-low, and doesn't have the 800 megahertz analog, and everything's digital now. So about the only thing you really hear is aircraft and marine and stuff like that. And I should program some frequencies into it for that kind of stuff. Or ham radio, you can listen to that too. But anyway, I just wanted to put a little in on my Radio Shack stuff here. These are the batteries that little scanner has in it. I don't know if it there says nickel cadmium. I was looking for see if it had like a number or something, but this is what the radio has in it. And these little batteries are at least, well, they've been in the scanner since it was new. So they're probably, I bet they're pushing 25 years old. I'm going to take them out of a little thing. I store them in a little Ziploc baggie. I had given the stuff to my dad in the Ziploc baggie, and I had the batteries in another baggie in with it. So I'm going to pop the batteries out. I was surprised they still had a charge to run the scanner there. Oh, it gets Christmas music, that's for sure. So I went and dug around in my parts, and I found an antenna. And so I have something to plug into it to test it. But we're going to take the cover off of it first. This one, it's the bottom, the cover that comes off. That other radio, it was the top. They're totally different radios. So it'll be interesting to see what's inside this one. I don't know. It might be a tube set, might not be. We will soon find out, won't we? And while I was looking for that antenna, I ran across this, which I'm going to need to adjust the headlights on this. Kind of, if you do old cars, something like this is kind of an important thing to have around. I bought this in an auction of a shop that was closing up, God, probably 30 years ago, 40 years ago, I don't remember. But anyway, it's all instruction manual, where to get parts, warranty card, all the doodads. It has it for the rectangular or round headlights, both sides of each. Has the light intensity meter, so you can see if the brightness, how the brightness of your headlights is. And so we'll video a little more of this when we get to aiming the headlights on this. Well, let's see. I don't think I need to take those front screws out. Well, the circuit board's in the other way around. It doesn't appear to be a tube set. It's transistor. It's actually really super clean on the inside. Really, really clean. Yeah. Although this is the bottom of it we're looking at. You know, it might be dirtier on the top, but that looks good. Let me throw the cover back on so I don't short anything out in there. I hooked up the speaker for the Galaxie. That is the new one I bought for it. And I put the antenna up here, and got the radio sitting here. I hooked power up to the 12 volts to it, plus I put it so it's against the light contact, so hopefully the light works. And well, it turns on. It's not making any noise. I don't think that does anything there. Yeah, it's dead. There isn't even a... Oh, it does make a little noise out of the speaker when you hear it, when I turn the volume. I don't know if maybe the power switch or this is dirty, or I think that's the tone control. Turn it all the way one way. And we'll turn it all the way the other way. It should be picking up, doing something, at least static. Definitely hear the volume control on there. Yeah, I think that this radio has seen its days. I mean, it can be repaired, there's no question about it, but if I decide to modernize the radio on the Galaxie, you know, they can change the innards and then keep that original AM radio for the car. You know, it would still look all factory, but it would have, be nice to have like a USB port and Bluetooth and, you know, some of the other options that so if I'm on a road trip and you want to listen to a podcast or something, you can. That would be awesome to be able to Bluetooth the phone to it or USB it to it. So maybe that's something I'll look into with this radio as opposed to fixing it. And you know, it's probably a little more cost than what I want to do, but I'm going to look into it, seeing that if it worked, I'd probably leave it alone. I wouldn't want to, you know, destroy a good working radio by doing that. But seeing it doesn't work, I have no problem with that. And that will be, you know, a future project, maybe. We'll see. I popped the back cover off to take another look to see if I see anything obvious in there that could be at fault with this thing. Popped capacitor, broken resistor, popped diode or something, and I don't see anything. That's a transistor, that's a diode, that's a resistor. Yeah, I just don't see. All the wires look good on the transformers. I don't see any broken wires or solder connections at the power switch. All the wires to the tuner look good, to the antenna. Maybe I'll try and turn the antenna trimmer and see if that does anything. I looked at the circuit board and I didn't see cracks or like cold solders or anything. Cold solders are usually a different color. You can clearly see them usually. But I just don't see anything to why this radio doesn't work, and I'm not going to sit here and go through it with, take the circuit board out or anything, go through it with test equipment to see if I can find one little, probably just one little component in there is bad. It only takes one, and that breaks the circuit. You know, maybe somebody hooked the battery up backwards and blew a diode or a resistor or something in it. And diodes you can blow by hooking them up backwards or putting too much power to them. Capacitors will explode too. Put the little capacitors to 120 volts, they'll pop like a firecracker. Remember when we used to do that, Dave? We used to put capacitors, we had a power cord with alligator clips on the end. We clip capacitors out, plug it into the outlet and pop them. But yeah, we just randomly hook up alligator clips and circuit boards and plug them in and watch components fry. It was entertaining when we were kids. You know, we were probably 10, 12 years old when we did that. I don't do that kind of stuff anymore, but it usually was just stuff we garbage picked. All right, so I see nothing in this. We'll give it one more try and maybe prod things around a little bit, tap things while it's powered up again. I turned it back on. trying to work. Yeah, I think it's done. It's just not receiving stations. Maybe my antenna, maybe I need to hold it up or something. It's definitely, you know, putting something out to the speaker. Yeah, it's dead. There's something in there. There's little things in there, but I don't want to turn them. Yep, nothing does anything to make it play. All right, done fooling with this radio. I just thought we would do a quickie on it, and obviously it's not working. Can't say I didn't try. Definitely doesn't work. So again, if I decide to do some type of radio upgrade in the car to where I still want the original factory look, I got a good core to do it with. I'd much rather use a non-working radio than a working one. The fluorescent lights in here cause a horrific amount of static on the radio, the lights in the garage, so I just kind of turned a bunch of them off, but there's still going to be a lot of static, but it definitely toned.
So they will.
That's CKLW.
It may not be the vote you want, but at least it's a vote. Because if there is voting irregularly,
And I'm joined by Mark Burton from the MEDC to discuss how you can support local retailers and restaurants. Mark, the public health crisis has really hit small businesses and communities.
There would be static if it was outside or the fluorescent lights were
All
on.
businesses have had to be creative, agile, and have demonstrated an incredible commitment.
That's all the way to the right.
To just keeping their doors open and people employed.
That's all the way to the left.
The MEDC has executed a series of now 20 programs over these past 8 months, which has provided.
The album is called Christmas Joy. Here is a cover right here I'm showing you on Facebook, and that is the album that you can order.
Yeah, so I basically program some stations that it receives, but yeah, the original radio does work. I had a lot of people ask me about it, and yes, it works.
You can find all of these things that we have to offer for you.
As to support local.
Progressive mix.
saying I believe that this is a.
That's the Canadian station I usually listen to, 580. But it's
People did not vote.
it comes in poor in garages. If it was out, like the Bel Air even comes in poor when the car's in the garage. When it's parked outside, it comes real clear. But anyway, you can see this radio. I don't know if the light shows up or not. It kind of reflects on that. Doesn't matter if the light's on or off. That comes on with the panel lights. That other radio, the light comes on when you turn the power on to the radio. So if the radio's off, that part of the panel light won't work on that other radio. Now, none of these are working because none of the, I don't have any, it's out of the car, so none of them have lights to them, but that panel light does illuminate. I'd turn the lights off, remaining lights off in the garage, but you can't see anything. This GoPro just doesn't film good in the dark. And you can see it just turned the click and it's playing.
Forward. Because we're talking about
J traffic, be a wazer, avoid slowdowns and more. From your St. Joseph Mercy Health System Traffic Center, O'Neill Stevens for WWJ News Radio 950. Here comes the...
Well, that's 950, so the dial's a little tiny bit off, but not to be unexpected.
Low 30 to 34, then mostly cloudy tomorrow. High 39 tomorrow night, mostly cloudy. Low 29, mostly cloudy Monday. Some rain and wet snow during the afternoon.
Lovely.
38 Tuesday, partly sunny. High 39 Wednesday, increasing clouds becoming windy up to 44. And we'll see rain Wednesday night, colder behind that for Thursday and Christmas Day. This is Active with Earth John Fear for WWJ News Radio 950.
It's been kind of a soggy and overcast day today. It's cloudy and 35 right now. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. The next update comes your way at 4:28 this afternoon. Well, it's an app to help in the fight against the spread of coronavirus in Michigan.
So I'm going to show you the antenna trimmer. It's going to be all staticky as soon as I turn this on. But it's right in here.
According to researchers at Oxford University, even if just 15% of the population use an
See how it changes?
it's been found to reduce infections and deaths overall. Already in Michigan, nearly 9% of residents ages 18 to 64 have downloaded the My COVID Alert. Jason Scott, WWJ News Radio 950. WWJ News
All right there.
422.
Making a difference one step at a time. I'm Brooke Allen, and this week's Difference Maker is Christopher Swanson, the sheriff of Genesee County in Prince.
I'll have to readjust that for the, you know, the antenna on the car when I put it back on and put the radio back in. This is just a old aerial I had down the basement. I clamped it in the visor just to get it upright. But, yeah, we got the AM radio cranking for the 66 Galaxie. Yeah, it pays to keep an extra aerial around just for like testing radios, so I'll just throw that back in the basement in my parts hoard. That's it for this video. I'm going to wrap it up. If you want to see this neat old Galaxie and all this dash done up, and hopefully for all you radio guys, I finally answered your question on does the radio work. Yes, I tried it when I first got the car, when I first hooked the battery up to it, before I even think I got the engine out, and it did work. And I tried most of the stuff except for the wipers back then, because the wiper blades were so completely trashed and I didn't want to scratch the windshield. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna look into the cost on getting that other radio converted over. If it isn't too much, you know, I don't know. I generally, yeah, I don't know. That AM station is good here for cruising here, but like I say, once, you know, if I take a road trip or something, yeah, it would be nice to have something good to listen to. So we might, you know, no big deal. But anyway, if you want to see this old Galaxie finished up, definitely hit that 348 icon above there to subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching my videos.